Yeah, got any ideas?
A dandy one. I'll show you how to make what I call a spinning pencil top.
Welcome back to Director's Choice. When we think about the best female superheroes, our mind immediately goes to Wonder Woman. Of course, there are many other female superheroes, but Wonder Woman holds a special place in our hearts.
What do I have to do with Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman debuted in 1942, when people didn't even define superheroes yet. It was something new to people and to the comic book world. They fell in love with this character.
That was amazing! You just whoosh and then bang!
Now, more than 7 decades later, Wonder Woman is still a character which is loved by the public. In today's video, we have listed top 10 amazing facts about Wonder Woman. You will learn that the same man who created Wonder Woman was also the one who invented the lie detector. Let's get started with fact number 10. Number 10. The creator of Wonder Woman is William Moulton Marston. William Moulton Marston came up with the idea of creating a woman superhero when he noticed that the comic book landscape was dominated by male superheroes.
Save me! Save me from them!
From whom?
Marston was in a polyamorous relationship with Elizabeth and Olive Bynum. These two women became his source of inspiration for coming up with the character of Wonder Woman. When Wonder Woman was first created, she was the rival of the strength of Superman, but she had all the best characteristics a female could have at the same time.
I heard you could use some pest control.
She was fair and a lover of peace. Suprema, Wonder Woman, was one of the names before its debut, but it was later shortened. Wonder Woman was advertised to appeal to a female audience, but she was accepted in the superhero comic book world by both sexes. Even though she was the first female member of the JLA, she was later removed from the team and became the team's official secretary. But we'll talk about this fact later on in the video. Marston didn't only create Wonder Woman's character, but he also created the lie detector test. That golden lasso now makes total sense! Number 9. As the fact number 9 we have listed, Wonder Woman's first live-action adaptations. Many attempts were made to create a live-action Wonder Woman, but they cannot be all successful.
Hello, Diana. Hello. Wonder Woman.
Who's Afraid of Diana Prince was the title of a failed TV plot in 1967, which was meant to be as successful as the Batman series back at that time.
But don't forget to wear your galoshes. There's a job to be done by Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's character was played by Linda Harrison, and her alter ego was played by Ellie Wood Walker.
Away, you vision of enchantment. You've got a job to do.
Later, in 1974, Warner Bros. TV and ABC made a second attempt to bring Wonder Woman to the small screen. The role was now played by Kathy Lee Crosby. This was meant to be a TV series, but it became nothing more than the worst Wonder Woman adaptation ever. The costumes, the setting, the comic book accuracy were all atrocious. Thankfully, the studios made a third attempt. Third time's the charm, right? This happened just a year later, and Diana returned to the small screen, played by Linda Carter.
Diana Prince.
This was also canceled after the first season, but CBS kept it going for 2 more years. One more failed live-action adaptation happened in 2011 when NBC attempted to bring back the show, but this project was canceled long before the pilot could even air. Number 8. She's the daughter of Zeus and the goddess of war.
She shall be named after the moon goddess and called Diana.
For a long time, it was thought that she had no father. Her mother formed her out of clay, and she was brought to life by the Greek gods. Her superpowers were a blessing from the gods, super speed from Hermes, and super strength from Demeter, the goddess of Earth. But this story changed in the new 50-second reboot of Wonder Woman. Brian Azzarello rebooted the character as the daughter of Zeus, who was the king of the gods. This origin was later followed. But how did she become the goddess of war? In the new 50-second, Diana stayed a year on the island and developed her skills in combat alongside Ares, the god of war. She loses his respect when she refuses Ares' orders to kill the Minotaur. She shows mercy to it instead. Later, Ares and Wonder Woman have a conflict, and she is forced to kill him. With this action, she becomes the new goddess of war. Number 7. Diana Prince, or Wonder Woman, was one of the founders of JLA. We slightly mentioned earlier that Wonder Woman was one of the founders of the Justice League of America. The official lineup of JLA debuted in 1960, and she was the only female superhero to be a part of this team.
some sort of energy field.
Other heroes alongside her were Batman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and the Green Lantern. After the debut, more females joined the team, such as Hawkwoman and Zatanna. Wonder Woman wasn't only one of the founders, but she sometimes acted as the team's leader, together with Batman and Superman.
This is a losing battle. We destroy one, the main vessel breeds 3 more.
However, during one reboot, she takes the title as one of the founders and was made the team's official secretary. This status was given back to her in the latest version of the Justice League, in the New 52nd. This time, she is once again the only female that is part of the team, but later, she becomes accompanied by Adam and Elemental Woman. Number 6. She and Superman were a thing. The relationship between Wonder Woman and Superman was kinda complicated. They were both members of the JLA and probably the strongest superheroes. They fight enemies together, and they make a perfect team. But there's more to it than just that. Their romantic relationship has been explored too many times. In the classic Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor, who crashes on the Amazonian island where Wonder Woman lived, becomes her main squeeze.
You're a man.
Later in the recent pages of DC Comics, it is revealed that Superman loves Wonder Woman.
Are you free later?
If I can find my glasses.
These two lovebirds share a kiss in Justice League number 12, and they become an official couple of superheroes. They even have their own title together, Superman/Wonder Woman number 3. They are also called the Power Couple, but it wasn't so easy at the beginning. They were kind of awkward, and they decided to be just friends before their love blossomed. Through their multiple relationships in different universes, they have had many children together. One of them, Zod, was not naturally conceived but genetically engineered. Number 5. Wonder Woman was assigned as a UN ambassador.
Wonder Woman is being asked to take on a new role as the United Nations ambassador to empower girls and women around the world.
On her 75th birthday, the UN bestowed the honorary title to Wonder Woman, who is also known as Princess Diana of Themyscira. This decision sparked outrage among women's rights advocates and other UN members.
There are plenty of amazing women and girls alive today and throughout history that would make much better ambassadors for women and girls around the world.
This led to people signing an online petition arguing that Wonder Woman wasn't the best choice for this position. The critics who signed the petition said it was disappointing that UN couldn't find a real-life woman that would take care of the rights of all women on the fight for their empowerment and on the issue of gender equality. Some of them even gave other names that couldn't fit this position. But why was she appointed in the first place? She was considered to be a feminist icon since her first debut, because she was the first female to join the team of all-male superheroes.
Shall we? Mother tells me you're a terrific dancer.
That's what the focus of the UN was, her feminist background. She was also peaceful and only fought for the good.
Mankind may be facing its darkest hour.
Then mankind will have to face it alone.
How can you say that?
The ones whose idea this was stated that in order to reach a younger audience, they had to be creative and choose her as a female ambassador. Number 4. She has wielded Thor's hammer. We all have heard about Thor's hammer called Mjolnir. Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. That's the inscription which is written on the hammer's side. In the Avengers Age of Ultron, Thor is the only character who can lift the hammer, but in other comics, you'd be shocked at how many characters have wielded Mjolnir.
So there may be no way to make you trust me, but we need to go.
One of these characters was also Wonder Woman. This happened during the 1996 crossover, Marvel vs. DC. In this crossover, Wonder Woman gets the opportunity to try and lift the God of Thunder's hammer. In this comic, Thor loses control of the hammer during a battle with Captain Marvel. Wonder Woman lifts the hammer and deemed worthy of the power, but she didn't want to be unfair, so she chooses to leave the hammer aside when the time for battle comes, and chooses to lose the battle against Marvel's Storm. Number 3. She couldn't always fly. When the Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman appeared in theaters, the DC fandom was thrilled to see this live-action movie, but they weren't quite happy when they saw how they portrayed the character. Everything was good, but they kind of forgot something: her ability to fly. In the comics, Diana Prince can fly, but Linda Carter's TV version never took flight. This had something to do with the low budget for the movie, and led to confusion among the fans. In Linda Carter's version, Wonder Woman used an invisible jet to travel across various locations.
I must be dreaming.
No, you're not.
The only time where we could see her use the powers to full extent is in the animated versions of the character like Justice League Unlimited. Because the DC universe continues to grow, might allow Wonder Woman to explore other powers, such as flying, because she has to fight stronger foes in order to save the planet. Number 2. The secret of her bracelet. Wonder Woman is in the same category as Superman when it comes to her powers. She's strong and powerful, thanks to her superhuman strength. She has even overpowered Supergirl, who was once considered to be stronger than Superman. It was thought that it was her bracelet which gave her the powers. The bracelet was created from the remains of Zeus's shield. That's why people came to this conclusion. In the New 52nd, Wonder Woman removes this bracelet in order to fight a god, but she doesn't lose her powers. This explains that it wasn't the bracelet who gave her her powers, but this bracelet protected the opponents from her intense power. When Wonder Woman removes her bracelet, she becomes much stronger, but if she left them off, the evil would consume her. Number 1. The worst thing to happen to Wonder Woman was to get depowered. It happens to superheroes to lose their powers from time to time. Back in the 60s, the Amazons decided to leave the world and relocate to another dimension in order to restore their magic. Wonder Woman refused to join them because she believed the man's world needed her. She surrendered her powers to the Amazons. She was now powerless and became a mod boutique owner. It wasn't an easy time for the superhero, but this didn't stop her. She started training with a Chinese mentor called I Ching. He taught Diana how to fight without her powers. He taught her martial arts and weapon skills. By learning these things, she engaged in adventures of a variety of genres. This part of her story was directly inspired by the British spy thriller The Avengers and Diana Rigg's portrayal of Emma Peel.
And his partner, Emma Peel, talented amateur. Otherwise known as The Avengers.
Which one of these facts did you find more shocking? Are you a big fan of Wonder Woman? Tell us in the comment section below.